Hey, welcome back to my stamp room. Tonight we're going to make a Christmas card, and I have a little trick to show you with this card tonight. So let's get started. I'm going to use some of the first edition designer series paper, and I'm going to use the Christmas Lodge stamp set. I'm going to use this big Christmas tree, and when you stamp one of these big honkin' stamps like this one, this tree, it's a beautiful tree, but I like to have the rubber facing me. I also put a little bit of snail adhesive on my clear blocks just so it sticks a little bit better. I know that's not for everybody. It works for me because I don't want my image falling off my block, and I don't know what I do wrong, but it never works. So that's what I do. I put a little snail on it. My blocks look horrendous, but you know what? It doesn't matter. They all stamp the same. So we're just going to take that big old Christmas tree, and I'm using basic gray, and I'm just going to push down a little bit. I just want the tree on the side. And now this card was actually part of a color challenge that I have on my blog and my Facebook fan page, so hopefully you're following along. I post a new one every week. We're going to put that to the side, and now I'm going to show you a trick. Let me close this one up. Now, with the new Stampin' Up! Ink pads that we have, they are really fantastic. One of the things, or one of the reasons why they're so fantastic is they're really juicy. For years, I have always used craft ink for embossing, and I love craft ink. I love craft ink for many reasons. One of the biggest reasons, it's got a muted tone. But if you're like me and you already have all the ink pads, if a classic regular dye ink pad could work, then why not use it? Well, that's what we're going to do today. We're going to use the Open Sleigh stamp set, and I'm going to ink up this sleigh. I'm going to ink it up really good. And then we're going to stamp it on a piece of very vanilla cardstock, hopefully in the center. And I'm actually going to just go ahead and pour some clear embossing powder right over that. And you can see the embossing powder is sticking to it beautifully. Now I'm using the new heat tool. Okay, it's nice. So we got that nice and heated up. This was not quite navy ink that I used on the sleigh. And here's my one tip I'm going to give you when you're using just a dye ink, especially our new Stampin' Ink pads. If it is too wet and the image has a lot of detail, it's going to really muck that image up. So make sure that you're not your pad's not over inked. All right, it worked out perfectly fine. And we're going to mount that on to the pool party using dimensionals. Now I took the sides of that pool party and the pool party cardstock, and I roughened up all the edges first. And we're just going to center that right there. Now, let me give you some measurements really quick, because I know you want those too. The pool party is 3 1/4 by 2 1/4, and then the very vanilla is going to be 3 by 2. All right, so let's put this card together, because this goes together pretty quickly. If we can find the pieces. All right, here we go. So we're going to use basic gray cardstock. That's our base, and I'm just going to put that all the way down at the bottom. I've taken a piece of vellum. I love vellum. And I'm just going to put the adhesive onto the left side, because that's where the main image is going to be. And I don't, not everything's going to be on this side. So we can stick that down just like that. We don't need that to be tacky. And then I used my curly label punch, and I punched Daffodil Delight. And I'm just going to put a little adhesive on this side, and I'm going to put it right underneath like that. I don't want much showing, just a little bit. Okay, we're going to go ahead and put some dimensionals onto this. It's always the longest part, so I'm always thankful that you bear with me. We're going to put that on to our page. I have already threaded a Daffodil Delight. This was a 3/4 inch circle punch. This is one of our vintage faceted buttons, and I took the two and put some linen thread through it. I use a needle when I do this because it's easier to get it through both pieces. I use a paper piercer and stick it down into those buttonholes right through the paper, and then I just take a large bore needle and fix it up all nice. Well, isn't that a hot mess? All right, let's see if we can make something out of this bow. Can you agree with me that bow tying can be quite stressful sometimes? I have to say that was probably the most stressful when I started stamping. You're probably saying to me, Kimberly, that is a lot of thread you're wasting. I'm not wasting it. I'm putting it right on my desk because it'll be used, I promise. All right, so I have a piece of our silver glimmer paper. Glimmer. I'm going to put some adhesive on that. I'm going to put that right to the edge. And then I have a very small piece of Pool Party and a hair. I guess my hair is falling out on my desk. All right, we're going to put the Pool Party right in the center of that. My big old head is hitting the video. Sorry about that. Just, oh, that is so crooked. Good night. My favorite term is sugar biscuits. Oh, sugar biscuits. All right, now let me tell you another hint. This Pool Party and this glimmer paper may not be friends. They may not like to stick together. So if it's not going to with the snail, take a piece of red sticky strip and put it underneath and it will stick just fine. That's pretty much how our card goes together. The last thing I did was embossed Merry Christmas at the top, and it was that simple. I hope you like this card. I really love the Open Sleigh stamp set, and I hope you come back and show me what you did with the color challenge. Have a great night.